Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free.
We are Marianne and Chris, and we have been travelling since May 2018. After 6 months of preparing ourselves and our 15-year-old camper van called Trudy, we set off on the 4th of January 2020 to attempt to drive her and ourselves all the way around the world.
So this morning we have woken up in the town of Vif. We left Lyon yesterday and started our drive towards Nice. It's quite a long way to Nice, so we drove for a couple of hours, probably 3 hours, and then stopped in this town. And it's beautiful. Actually, you can hear the bells. And the good thing about most of the villages in France so far is that they don't actually dong during the night. They start at 7 in the morning, which is really great because it hasn't kept us awake. And you can see the mountains in the distance behind me covered in snow. So we're making our way through the Alps. And today we're going to drive probably another 2 or 3 hours towards Nice. Nice is still another probably 5.5 hours from where we are. And it's an absolutely beautiful sunny day today. Actually warm. I think it's probably the warmest day we've had. It actually feels really warm in the sun, but I've checked the weather forecast and there is snow coming towards the end of the week in the Alps here. So we're not going to hang around too much. We're going to get on to Nice and down to the coastline. We couldn't resist pulling over by the side of the road as we're coming through the valley down through these mountains. The views behind us are absolutely spectacular with snow-capped mountains and the blue sky behind them. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just we've been looking out for a parking spot which wasn't lined by trees to get a really clear view. But we'll find one, but you can see behind me, absolutely beautiful. How lucky are we today with this weather? So I've actually walked down the road a little bit and managed to find a gap in the trees. Beautiful. We found a spot without any trees with beautiful views. So we're going to get some shots, and the wind is absolutely freezing. Beautiful views though.
I think my favourite part of travelling in the van is you get to see so many different landscapes. You know, we've gone from the agricultural flatlands then up into the mountains now, and I absolutely love that. And now seeing the snow is just phenomenal, and sharp hairpin corners.
There's a few of those. So to try and save electric, because it is winter, and although we've got a sunny day today, the solar panels won't work as well as they do in the summer. We are trying to charge everything as we're driving. So I've got my inverter plugged in, charging up the computer, the phone, and a few other lamps and things like that. just so we can really preserve the electric when we park up. Nothing worse than running out of electric when you're in the woods. Annabelle likes the woods.
Annabelle hates the woods.
Don't you, Annabelle?
I love the woods. Murderers and all sorts.
So we've continued our journey south and we've arrived in a town called Sisteron, and we found this really cool parking spot right up on the hill above the town, actually next to a graveyard. So if you're scared of graveyards, it's not the place for you, but it's an absolute beautiful view. You've got the main sort of fort behind us there on top of the hill. And I'm just going to try and get a time lapse, but the clouds and the sun in the distance looks absolutely beautiful. So we're going to spend the night here, and then tomorrow we're going to head down towards the coast. I think it's going to be cold tonight. It's starting to turn already. One of the important things that we're looking at is just to try and work out some rough dates to make sure we don't get behind schedule or too far ahead of schedule, although going too far won't really matter. We have to be in Malaysia by the middle of August.
Yeah, the 11th of August we need to be there.
Yeah, because my niece is flying out to meet us. And we want to spend a couple of weeks in South Korea because it's a new country.
Yeah.
So we need to get to Vladivostok just to give us a couple of weeks just to sort stuff out. I think Vladivostok, we need to be there by middle of July.
I think so. I think that works.
So after much discussion, and yes,
dark.
it is dark outside.
There was a lot of discussion.
We have worked out roughly, we're going to be in Austria in the middle of Feb, and then Istanbul middle of March, and then entering Russia 1st of April, Kazakhstan middle of April, Mongolia middle of May.
And yeah, it may seem that we're rushing around, but we're actually setting ourselves the challenge of driving around the world. So this isn't really sort of a relaxing, jolly jaunt. This is actually a physical, financial, emotional challenge of driving around the world.
Well, it's going to take 20 months rushing.
Yeah, and we're going to allow and build in a little bit of time, so if we have any breakdowns or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons we're going forward quite quickly.
Well, and we need time to film for you guys and to make videos and everything else.
So we've sort of got a plan where we're going to drive one day, film in the morning or the afternoon, make videos through the night or the following morning, and then get on and drive. So we've got a bit of a plan. It is going to be a little bit hardcore, but we're game for that. And obviously if it becomes too much and we need a couple of days off, we'll take those days off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all good.
All good.
We have a rough plan. Ooh. Another dry morning this morning, so I'm leaving the girls in the van behind me. It's always a little bit chaotic with three of you in the van because you've got the table and the bench that turns into a bed. Normally during the day you've got all the bags that are stored on the bed that then go to the front of the cab. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy. So I've made myself a nice cup of coffee and I'm coming out to enjoy this dry morning up in the hills. It's a little bit cloudy, but we had a good night's sleep. It was quiet, although you're not really going to get any complaints from the neighbours, are you? No. So yeah, so we're going to go and have a little wander before we start our drive south to Nice. It's very easy when you're in the van full time and driving so far to just stay in the van. So we're trying to force ourselves to come out and actually enjoy the scenery around us and get some exercise, because your legs get stiff. Maybe that's my age, but I do find I've got one leg that gets really stiff and a bit of backache because I dislocated my knee years ago, and it's always given me a bit of jip ever since. In fact, this is more like rock climbing. But it's nice. Oh, now that's a view. Wow, what a view. You got the town under there, snow-capped mountains right in the distance, and then the fortress over here, and then down there is Trudy. So yeah, it's an absolutely pretty location. Driving through the Alps yesterday was lovely. So we just climbed up a bit further, give a better view, and we are literally on top of the little hill that we're staying at. I don't know whether you can see, there's a river or a lake through the trees there. Yeah, absolutely beautiful scenery. And don't step forward because there's a bit of a drop. I think time to have my cup of coffee and then go back, and by the time I get back the van should all be ready for driving. Actually, it's a really good opportunity while I have a coffee to have a chat to the diary cam. And it's going okay, we're doing good. We've been on the road for just over a week now, and it is difficult with 3 of you in a 6-meter van. You need a lot of patience, and it's hard. We all wake up at different times, different foods, different this and that. Obviously, you know, go to the toilet needs a bit of coordination when there's 3 of you in the van. So we've been trying to stay in places with services, just to make it easier for Annabelle, really. But yeah, it's all good, and we've had a great response online. Actually, I can't believe that when I'm filming this we're on 9,970 subscribers, and so we've gone up like nearly 1,000 in the last 10 days, which is absolutely amazing. I can't believe that actually so many of you are interested in seeing what we're doing. I don't really have any worries at the moment. I know that when most people look online and they see our videos, they always see the times when we're having fun and eating food and stuff, but actually the reality is that you have to watch your pennies, you have to pace yourself, but it is busy and it's hard. It's going to be a hard slog, and we're in the easy countries at the moment. We're in France, you know, which is a very civilized country. You got water, you got loads of parking spots and everything. So I'm sure once we hit Kazakhstan, Russia, Mongolia, life's going to get a little bit more tricky. But we're up for the challenge. And we've been really lucky with the weather. Apart from the day in Amboise where it was drizzling, it's been dry all the time. But like I said, there is snow forecast. There's much worse places to have a cup of coffee in the morning. Those of you sat at your desks at work, sorry about that. Yay, the bed's back.
We've made house while the men are out hunting.
I escaped the morning duties. And all the bags are back on the bed. So, Nice, here we come. We were actually just saying that originally when we started thinking of doing this trip, we were considering buying an old 4x4 like a Toyota Land Cruiser and converting it. And we're pleased we didn't. Aren't you, love? No, we are. It would have been an absolute nightmare trying to make videos just from a space perspective and everything. And Trudy is tight, but in a Toyota Land Cruiser would have been so much more of a challenge. So yeah, I'm very pleased we listened to all of those that messaged and said, no, just do it in Trudy.
Yeah, well, there was a mix actually. It was 50-50 on comments. Some people thought we were absolutely insane to try and take a two-wheel drive around the world, and then other people were like, what are you doing? You need to literally live in Trudy. Trudy is your home. Why would you change now? So it was a split, but I'm delighted we're with Trudy. She looks after us and it's so comfortable. There are a couple of things that make vanning and motorhoming in France really, really easy, and that is the continual dumping grounds for grey waste and black water and recycling bins and things around. They're called air, and whether you're using apps like Park for Night or if you're just driving through France, they've got these motorhome signs with the grey water and like the dumping sign underneath, and they're really helpful because if you're world camping like us, it just makes it so much easier. You're not trying to find or buy services on the side. We're just on our way to Nice right now. We're up in the mountains, so the roads are really windy and lovely.
There's a lake.
There's a lake. Oh, there's a lake. Have a look at the lake. Don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. And the reason that I'm able to use both hands is Chris is driving. Woohoo! I tend to do most of the driving because I love driving, and also it's my contribution to our journey and adventure because I don't normally do the filming. Oh, hold on, the lake's back.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, that is beautiful. And the snow mountains in the background. In fact, Chris tends to do the filming because I'm a little bit all over the place.
I'd only been driving for about 5 minutes. And we came across this beautiful lake, and we just had to stop to show you guys, and I just can't believe how blue the water is. It's like when you're driving and you see the streams and stuff, it's got a real distinctive bluey greeny colour. So check this out. Look how blue and clear is that water. That's crazy. Actually, you can still see a bit of snow dotted around. Absolutely beautiful.
We met a young girl at the cemetery last night where we were parked in Sisteron, and she said to us, where are you going? So we said that we were going down towards Nice today, and she said, oh, you are going to have the best time seeing all the beautiful mountain roads. And she was not wrong. It is stunning.
So join us on the next episode where we finally arrive on the coast, visit 3 countries in one day, get told off by the police, eat some local food, and take a dip in the sea. So yesterday, being parked up in the van, charging the computers, driving, no, not driving, it doesn't make any sense at all. cut
What are you
that
talking
one.
about?
Cut that.
We met a young girl last night when we were parked by the cemetery. Oh, that's our water.